Hello everybody, it's Gypsy Wolf. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, or today, depending on when you're watching. Alright, so I'm really excited for this video. I'm jumping back into my Herbal 101 series, and today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite herbs to cook and witch with, which is none other than basil, which is easily found throughout the world, so I thought it would be a really good herb to share all the properties with for you guys, okay? So again, if you're new to my channel, I teach all things witchcraft. I teach you about herbs, oils, how to make powders, and obviously how to do spells. So if that's something you're interested in learning about, I would encourage you to please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you get notified every time I come out with new juicy content. And join this amazing witchy community because we have a lot of fun here. Okay, so first I like to go over some of the medicinal properties of all the herbs or roots that I'm going to be teaching you about, because when you learn about those uses, it's going to teach you more about how you can use it magically. So if you're just trying to find super quick spells where you're not learning anything or whatever, this is not the channel for you. This is not the video for you. I'm going to truly teach you about this so that way you know how to use it in your own craft, okay? Alright. So I hope that didn't offend anybody. Alright, so I'm going to try and go over the medicinal properties as quickly as I can. But first I'm going to show you what basil looks like when it's fresh. I do have a basil plant. This one's a little bit bigger. So it has that really beautiful, vibrant green color that I just love for spring. And then in its dried form, can you see it there? It's just, and it smells good. It smells so good. So normally, you can find it in any supermarket in your spice section. I do prefer to get organic. But normally, I'll try to draw my own and use that, but that doesn't always last me throughout the year. So, we're using what we've got. Alright, so, some of the medicinal qualities, and I wrote it all down so I didn't forget anything for you. Number one, it's an anti-inflammatory. It's been shown to block actions of pain in the body, so it's a lot safer for you to take that or ingest it instead of over-the-counter pain meds or even prescribed pain medications, because it's way better for your liver. Another one that it has been shown to do is fight breast cancer. I'm not going to get into all of it, but there are a lot of studies showing all the things it can do to help fight breast cancer, which I think is amazing. It also helps and prevents heart disease, which is the #1 killer of women. It helps with diabetes. The extract helps to reduce blood glucose. Glucose. It also, the extract, lowers triglycerides and cholesterol, the bad type of cholesterol, because there's a good kind and a bad kind. And that usually leads to heart disease. Again, #1 killer of women. And it also has antimicrobial properties, which means it kills germs, bottom line. It helps reduce memory loss associated with stress and anxiety. It reduces depression related to chronic stress. It can reduce blood pressure in people with hypertension. It protects the stomach from ulcers if you're somebody that has taken a lot of, let's say, ibuprofen, Aleve, things like that. So this can help with that. Apparently, it increases mental alertness when inhaled as aromatherapy. Scott Cunningham does have a little book on aromatherapy magic, which is like impossible to find. I have an old copy that I found in this tiny little town, in this tiny little bookstore, and it was hidden behind a big picture frame thing that was like pressed up against the bookshelves, and something in my gut told me, all the witchy books are going to be back here. And I was right. I found that one and I was really excited. Okay, so it also provides alertness. Sorry, not alertness. I just went into that. It provides an alternative to antibiotics for people who might not react well to them, or maybe it doesn't work for them. And last but not least, and this one's great, it helps repel insects such as mosquitoes and ticks. So for me, when I had kiddos, I was not willing to put store-bought bug spray on them. So I would make my own using like witch hazel, usually water sometimes, and different extracts. And I would add a little bit of basil extract, and that did help. Because they went out into the woods a lot, so we had to worry about ticks. And the younger one, he got eaten alive by mosquitoes like myself. So that's just a little tidbit of information. So the way you can use this, and I'm just going to give you a quick one. You can use fresh, which I would suggest mostly, but if you don't have that, you can use dried. And you can make a tea out of it, okay? You can add other plants. You could just add it to a regular tea that you already like and steep it with it and obtain all of its goodness that way. For me, I cook with it a lot. A very simple thing you can do, like with pasta dishes, is, I break it up or slice it up very thinly, and I put it over a lot of my pasta dishes. I put it in a lot of my soups, my stews. I love taking mozzarella cheese, fresh Jersey tomatoes. Jersey tomatoes are the best, by the way. Just putting that out there. Some fresh basil and a little drizzle of balsamic vinegar or olive oil, whatever your choice may be, and eating that. It's such a delicious snack and a great way to help your body. Alright, but you're all probably here for the magical properties of basil, am I right? Now, real quick, I want to hear down below, please leave comments down below if you guys like to use this in cooking or in your witchcraft, and if you do, how do you use it? Because I never get to hear all your tips and tricks, and I really want to. Alright, sorry. Let's take a sip of water there. Okay, so let's get into the magical properties of basil. The gender is masculine. The planet it represents is Mars. The element is fire. The deities, and I'm probably going to botch these names because I'm not familiar with them, is Vishnu, and then Urzuli. I hope if I'm pronouncing those incorrectly and you know the proper pronunciation, please feel free to leave that down below. And the powers are love, wealth, protection, and exorcism. And I got that information from the Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I always go to that if I have a question about an herb. Now, but think about this. The gender being masculine, the planet being Mars, the element being fire. Think about what a powerhouse herb this is. When you want to get stuff done, use basil. Like, seriously. It's normally used in, like, love and wealth and all that good stuff. It's just going to add that extra punch to your spells if you add it for those things. If it's for love magic, it's really going to help it manifest more quickly, in my personal opinion. So, uses. And some of these I, again, got from my Scott Cunningham book. Apparently, the smell of fresh basil causes sympathy between two people, which is why it is used to soothe tempers between lovers. Alright? So due to this, it's a good idea, in my opinion, to have a fresh basil plant on maybe your windowsill in the kitchen if you guys spend time in there. Maybe outside, right by the, door where you enter into the home, so you're smelling it right as you walk in the door. It's great, in my opinion, to use in reconciliation magic, which is something I'm very talented in my opinion. Not trying to toot my own horn. It's just something I've learned a lot about, and I'm knowledgeable with. So it's great for that because of all the reasons I just listed. And then it's often like super commonly used in love incense and sachets. So you can add it to an incense blend that you're making. If you're making a little love sachet or mojo bag, add a little bit of that, charge it for love. And if it's something you've never used before, see if it adds that extra punch that you're looking for. It's also great for money by carrying some in your pocket or purse, wallet, whatever have you. And it's also really good if you have your own business to attract customers. So if you have an actual building business, you can sprinkle some the front doormat. If you still have a cash register, which most people don't, but if you do, you can sprinkle some in there to keep the money coming in. And also, let's say you make your money online or over the phone, things like that, you could sprinkle some around your computer if that's where you do all of your work to gain money. And plus with COVID, a lot of us had to work from home. If you're normally primarily on your phone making deals, what have you, when you're not using your phone, maybe at night, sprinkle some around your phone. Just a thought. What else? Oh, if you're in sales, definitely keep some, like maybe the plant on your desk, or keep some maybe like a little bit sprinkled, on like around your desk or in your desk drawer, something like that. Also, widely used in floor sweeps and washes, because it says that it keeps evil away, which in my opinion I agree with. And it can also be used in exorcism incense and purification baths. Okay? So there are times when, like, if you are a very skilled witch and you know how to deal with spirits, there may be times when you have to deal with exorcisms. So it's great to add to an incense blend when you're doing an exorcism. And, if it just calls to you as a purification herb, add it to a purification bath. If it's all you've got, add it. Why not? Give it a try and let's see what happens. But you could also charge it to purify, bring you wealth, prosperity, and love. It's an herb that does a lot, very similar to rosemary, which is one of the reasons I love working with it. So, if you guys want to see any type of spells or things like that where I'm using basil, please leave that in the comments below as well. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I hope this wasn't too long. I hope it gave you some ideas. And like I said, don't hesitate to ask any questions. I'm here for that. Alright guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and blessed be.